Get this camera out of my face. Here's another one. I hate when people like, yo, how's the weather up there? It's Sunny Boo, live in the LA beat. It's Timmy 2T, the extra tall, brown skin dude that be me. I'm a tall drink. Better sip slow, sip slow. On, catch my babe. I lead with face. Don't step too close. Respect my space. Ohio made me. Georgia raised me. New York shaped me. Cali amazed me. Everywhere I go, I'm not your bro. So y'all, let's go. Cause I think I just let y'all know. Let's go. You okay? How you feeling today? Are you ready for today's show? Right. Don't be giving me no attitude. You gonna smell my breath. I smell like salsa verde Doritos. I would say something bad about Doritos, but I love Doritos. And maybe one day I might get a Dorito sponsor. But I saw this video of this girl, and she was trying to do like a survival out in the woods. And she lit the Doritos on fire, and they made like a fire, and she literally cooked food with the fire from the Doritos. Like they literally caught on fire like burning wood logs. But anyway, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the lab. I'm Timmy 2 times. This is Ultraviolet UV for short. This is my co-host, and welcome to the show, baby. So today, today's a Valentine's Day episode. Shout out to everybody that has somebody for Valentine's Day that makes them feel special, makes them feel loved, makes them feel welcomed, just makes them feel all ooey gooey on the inside. And also shout out to everybody who's single like me, who out here trying to make it happen. And instead of having red today, I got on money green because it's get money, bitch. Yeah. So I'm going to tell this story. Well, actually, it's two stories because it's kind of like a karma type of situation. I'm not going to say I really believe in karma. I just believe in what you put out is what you will also receive. So you got to be careful how you handle people and the things you do to people because that shit is going to come back onto you. So I had this this boyfriend at the time, and I was young. Like I was like really young. Like I was like maybe I wasn't even 21 yet. This how I know because I had a fake ID. This when I was living in Atlanta. I had this fake ID I had got from the mall. It was so basic. I'm going to find the ID and put it right there. So this ID, it was so basic. It was a laminated. It had a green background. It had my picture on there. I could put my height on there because I never really wanted people to really know how tall I was. Because back in the day, I was very self-conscious about my height. I used to put like 6'3", 6'4", bitch, and I was like 6'9". That's crazy. Like 2002, 2003. I was 6'9". That was big as fuck back then. Like nowadays, it's like it's so many people that's like I feel like I don't know what it's the food or like what are we evolving because like there's so many tall people now. Even kids look like teenagers and like adults look young. Like it's just like everything is just so crazy. So I had a fake ID. And I just used that to get out of the club. So one day, child, I had went to the club, Bulldogs again, as usual, because that was always my spot on a Thursday night. That was the best night to go, because that's when all the men's was there, baby. And let me tell you something. I went to the club to go home with a man, child. And did. So, oh my goodness. Like one day, the security bouncers, like I've told a story about Bulldogs before. The lesbians used to be, the big butch lesbians used to be at the door, but this time my girl wasn't at the door and it was another person at the door. And when they saw my ID, they was like, baby, you're not getting in this club because that is clearly fake. I'm going to take it. You're not going to get it back. And you better be lucky I don't call the police on you for you trying to get up in this club and you're underage. Now, I was with some friends at the time, and they was just like, well, bitch, I don't know what to tell you. You going to have to go sit in my minivan until the club let out. And I had to go to the car, to the minivan, and set the minivan into the club let out. And to this day, I don't even with him because he was my old roommate and he moved out on me. I will retell that story again about what he did to me because it's a really interesting story. So we're going to put a little up there for that. I'll come back to that another time. So I was talking to the dude, and he was actually even younger than me. And I was just like, why am I with this dude? Like, he can't get into the club. He don't have no car. Like, he was a nice person, but I just was like, going out meeting people. So I was just feeling like I'm at the club all the time. He can't go to the club. Like, I can only see him at the house. And at that age, you young, like, you don't want to be up in no motherfucking house. You want to be out in the streets. So I was spending all my money. Like, baby, let me tell you something. Again, I used to spend all of my money before I paid my bills. So I would club and stuff like that. And then I would pay my bills to whatever I had left over. So Valentine's Day was coming. And this is the thing. Let me get serious with y'all for a second. I'm going to take a sip first. The thing about Valentine's Day is a very special day to people, and people want to feel love. And what's wrong with feeling love? Like, you want to feel loved, you want to feel wanted, you want to feel appreciated. And what's wrong with getting someone a gift to show, your appreciation to them? And I've just always been a person, like, I'm just really not good with gifts. Like, I'm just like, I show my appreciation based off just everyday giving of, going above and beyond and helping you out and stuff like that. But sometimes that's not what people want. People want gifts. People want to just feel loved and appreciated. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. So with that being said, again, like I said, I didn't have no money. So baby, Valentine's Day was coming up. So instead of getting him a gift for Valentine's Day, I broke up with his motherfucking ass like 2 days before Valentine's Day. And I called my friend after I broke up with him, which was his friend at the same time too. And he was just like, bitch, why are you crying? Because after I broke with him, I called him and I was crying. I was like, why am I crying? He was like, yeah, bitch, why are you crying? You broke up with him. Like, are you crazy? Like, you literally broke up with him like 2 or 3 days before Valentine's Day. And it's just like, I'm not realizing, like, I'm thinking about myself because I didn't have any money to get him a gift. So instead of me telling him I don't have a gift for you, I just broke up with him. But I was kind of like over the relationship anyway because, again, I was like very young. I wasn't even 21 at the time. So, again, I was meeting all these dudes and stuff in the club and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, where your dude at? You talking about you got a relationship, he at home. Like, why your dude ain't with you? So, whatever. I really wasn't thinking about, like, how maybe even traumatic that was for him that I just stopped talking to him. And I forgot what I told him. I just told him that, maybe it was just time for us to go our separate ways. Like, I'm just like trying to do some other things and a relationship is not the best thing for me. I made up some bullshit, whatever. So anyway, time goes by and I meet this other dude. Now, baby, listen. This is the gag. In my 20s, in my 30s, I'm telling my age, and, a little breeze of my being just entering my 40s, I been a lesbian. I like guys that assume the same position as me. I don't know what it is, but I think guys that are bottoms are so freaking beautiful. Like, the bottoms are more attractive than the tops. And it's like, well, bitch, why don't you just be a top? So that's how, okay, child, we get into the sexual stuff. But you know what? I feel like we need to get into this in the story because, yeah, so we just go get into it. So I used to start off at the top, but then the first time I got a good piece of meat, this dude had like 9.5, baby. When I say he wore me out, and ever since then, I was like, I'm not gonna top no more. I'm bending over, and baby, he used to always be like, "Oh, you go give me something?" I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope." What about I said? Nope, nope. You gonna do it again? You gonna do it today? Please, 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 come on. And I tricked him one time. I was like, "Okay, you give me something, I give you something." I was like, "Nope." And once I got a taste of it, I was just like, "Yeah, that's what I like." You know, sometimes we gotta find our footing of what we like. You know what I'm saying? You got to try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that, and then when you find out what you like, you say what you like. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like a lot of people in the LGBTQIA plus community, even to this day, sometimes people will not be open about their sexual position. And I used to be, back in the day, I used to always say I was verse, knowing I really was not verse. I was bottom. And I like, so that's what I wanted. And I was always attracted to other guys that were bottoms, is just like me. And how I would get them was, my thing is, if it can get up, it can go in. So if I knew how to get it up and get it in, I was good. So, and especially if you had a nice piece, oh baby, I was getting that. I don't care what position you said. And I honestly, like, no shade, I feel like that's how some people are. Like, some people, like, we should be, like, in a community. You ain't trying to date them. You just want to get a piece. So if it get up and it worked, then you get it and you get that dick and go. And don't call that no more. Just get it and go. That's a Kaya song for y'all who my neck, my back girl. So that's how I used to feel, and that's just how I was. And it's just like I did that so much. It was just like, so anyway, the dude I was talking to, he was about like me, and I made it work for a while. And Valentine's Day was coming up, and I really, 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 really liked him. I even like real sacrifice. And I was like, okay, I'll top you sometime. So I topped him. We did a little flip flop, honey. Even though I was just like, child, this is just not what I want to do. Like, I just feel so motherfucking uncomfortable doing this. Like, why am I putting myself in this position? But I was really, really feeling him. Valentine's Day was coming up, and he was just like, okay, what's up? What you want to do Valentine's Day? And I was like, oh, we can just hang out. I'll come over and just get some Chinese food. He was like, Chinese food, that's it. Again, Valentine's Day is a special day. People want to feel loved. They want to feel wanted. They want to feel appreciated. They want to be gifted. And not to say that you have to give somebody a gift, because I don't really necessarily believe that just because it's Valentine's Day, you should give them a gift. But that's what some people want, and some people just want to feel loved and appreciated. And he was just like, bitch, that's not what I want. Now, in my head, I'm like, okay, we gonna hang out for Valentine's Day. I'm calling him on Valentine's Day. He is not answering the phone. I go on Instagram, and he's at a hotel with some other dude. And the gag is, he took a selfie against the back of the hotel door, and I'm just like, I was devastated. So one of my good girlfriends, Sean, I love you. She was like, bitch, let's go out. I'm single, let's go. So we went out, and the whole night, she's like, what is wrong with you? You can't be letting no man, like, she was like, read me. She's like, you can't be letting no man make you feel like this. But I was feeling so like vulnerable and so hurt the whole time. Like, we went out, I didn't even have a good time, because all I kept doing was thinking about him. And I kept going back and looking to that picture that he had posted on Instagram with him in a hotel with this other dude. And I'm just like, And I was like, you know what? That's what you get, because you did that other dude like that. You were not considerate of his feelings, and you broke up with him. You made up an excuse because you didn't want to get him a gift for Valentine's Day, and yet you still being cheap. Talk about you was gonna have Chinese food with the dude, and dude was like, yo, I don't Chinese food, like, I can do that any other time. Like, now I said we was going together for a while, whatever, the Chinese food thing would have been cool, but being that it was just like we only been like knowing each other for like a couple months, whatever. He was like, I need to do something more than that. Like, I want to feel special. So it just really devastated me. And for Valentine's Day, I always feel like Valentine's Day is February, the beginning of the year is January. I need to know you for at least like 60 to 90 days before I even consider doing something with you for Valentine's Day. So like January's here and I start talking to you and like, oh, let's do something for Valentine's Day. I feel like that's not long enough because I feel like Valentine's Day, you're supposed to spend that with somebody that you either love or you're growing to love or you're really into, not just like a random dude that just be like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, I want to feel special, let's go out. Like that's not doing anything. And the gag is, I'm a woman, like I need a man to take me out. Like why am I over here trying to do something with somebody? Like, I need to be treated. Why ain't nobody trying to take me out for Valentine's Day? But yeah, so that was that. And ever since then, I really had to get a grip on how I handle situations with guys and when it comes to feelings because you know when you play with other people's feelings and emotions, that's not good. So if like you're really not into somebody or maybe the feelings are not there anymore, I feel like you should be open. You should let them know so they can move on and enjoy their life with someone who really loves them and cares about them. And I'm telling y'all this when I'm talking to myself because I've been in an experience like that where this was this amazing person. Like he just completely amazing, but it just didn't work. And I tried and I tried. And I stayed in a relationship for him because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. But it's just like, what about my feelings? I'm human too. Like I have feelings too. And you owe it to that person to, when you're not in it, you have to let it go. Let them go and be with somebody else. They deserve that, especially if they're a good person. Now, they're a piece of shit, yeah, but at the same time, like, don't nobody deserve to be with nobody who don't want to be with them. And that's just the honest truth about that. So yeah, so that was my Valentine's Day story. I hope y'all have a good Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a good Valentine's Day, or not say if you don't have a good Valentine's Day, if you don't have a Valentine's Day, a Valentine's Day doesn't have to be spent with your partner. Your Valentine's Day can be spent with your friends. If you have other single friends, and I've done this before, like all y'all go out and just, celebrate being single or just celebrate the love that you all have for each other and just have a good time. It doesn't have to always be a romantic situation, just have a good time. Ain't that right? Well, child, you can't. Well, because you a male beta. So it's like if I put, well, yeah, child, you wouldn't be gay because if I put another male in there, y'all would be fighting. So that means you wouldn't be you gay. That means you only. So betas are only heterosexual. Child, who knows? Maybe we'll find out one day. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will catch y'all next time. If y'all have any comments or questions about this video, make sure y'all hit me up and I can address them on another video. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Bye. TTYL. It's Sunny Boo live in the LA beat. It's Timmy 2T.